Okay, hello! It's me again, I'm back. Back with another silly little sketchbook. This one I'm really excited about. It's one of my favorites in my roster of old sketchbooks that I've done. I teased it a little bit in my last sketchbook tour, and I thought it's been a second since I've done one, so yeah, I think it's time. Let's get into it. Welcome back to me showing my sketchbook while you put me in the background, while you do your work or draw or sketchbook yourself or whatever. And I will just ramble at you endlessly. I'm learning from my last sketchbook, since I put my face in the corner now, that, it would be smart of me to make room for my space and put my sketchbook a little bit off to the side so that I don't have to constantly swap back and forth with where my face lives. Okay. So yeah, this sketchbook, I believe I worked on it from late 2018 into 2019. This was the sketchbook that I was playing with when I graduated art school. So that's fun. So to get started, we have this some sketches that I was doing on a little road trip that we went on. Yeah, I got into a bit of a habit of trying to doodle and make interesting looking spreads while I travel places. Kind of as a journal / scrapbooking type vibe for the memories or whatever, but also just something to do on multi-hour road trips. So yeah, we were going down to Wisconsin for a drift event, and I don't know, one of my default travel sketchbooking vibes is to draw myself in my little travel outfit or whatever, my comfy cozy whatever. Drew my hand as usual. This is all very shaky and messy because I think I was doing it while the truck was moving. And then yeah, just some more of that. We were driving out east, so from Alberta to Wisconsin. It's not a very interesting drive. It was very flat and grasslands, prairies, you know how it is. So I don't know, I tried drawing some stuff that we saw outside, but it was mostly just flatness and these telephone poles and stuff like that. All very shaky and messy to start. This is the view of the truck from the little side mirror. Some more little landscapes. This is what I was drawing with my handy dandy Muji pen, 0.38. Some more of this. Some more, I was really trying to fill up spreads, I think. I was getting into a vibe with trying to make my spreads a little bit interesting looking and nice layouts and, kind of blocking things off and putting them in frames and squares and building, I don't know, building a kind of flow of interest throughout rather than just doing the drawings. So yeah, here's me again. Some more just whatever. This is Brandon driving, and then yeah, I think this is when we got to the actual event, so this is the back of his car. And then yeah, so like I said, I've talked about this lots of times, but I was starting to get into drawing cars. I was entering my little era. And so yeah, this is when we were at the event. I was drawing some people in the pits beside us. I forget who these are. This is Ilya, I think, from the Team Proceed. Yeah, I don't know about these guys. But yeah, lots of cool cars. It was a final bout, I think. So there was lots of interesting looking, well-built cars around, lots of reference. And as well, there was lots of people walking around, standing around. Whenever I go to drift events, I always wish that I break out my sketchbook a lot more. I don't know why, but when I'm out there, I'm not thinking about drawing or sketching or whatever. I'm just chilling and usually just snacking and whatever. But there's usually so many people walking around, and it's such a great missed opportunity to do a lot of fun figure sketching. Okay, now for something totally different. So I guess this is now, I'm back home. This is school stuff, I think. For one of my classes, I was trying to do some storyboarding and some a concept book or something for an idea that I had. This was one of my final projects, so this must be the final, or no, it says October and stuff like that. So I'm in 4th year here, and yeah, this project was I think there was one project for the entire semester or something, or a couple of projects that were really big, and you could kind of do whatever the fuck you wanted. So I had this idea of this story of this bodyguard / Yakuza guy and his wife, and they were kick-ass and whatever. I don't know. I was this is just me coming up with the story or whatever, figuring things out, kind of just for fun. So yeah, I was coming up with like the plot line, figuring out my like little project management, what I was gonna do for the actual project. And yeah, I think there's more of that a little later, but I'll just show you the project now since we're here. If I can find it, which I probably can, here it is. So yeah, I just like designed this little like book thingy, kind of like going over the vague, like large concept of the story. And then I sprinkled in my little storyboards that I did, which I think I did a few of them, and then some like character designs maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, that's basically what that was. And then I think this is Inktober Day 0. So we're starting to get into car Inktober, the infamous car Inktober that I've talked about before. This is like the Inktober that I decided like, I'm gonna practice drawing cars, because at this point, drawing cars was like one of the things that I like never did and I was scared of and I was intimidated by, like back when I did commissions on like DeviantArt and like little things like that. When people have their like list of things that they don't draw, it's usually like, I don't know, some people don't want to do like NSFW stuff. Some people don't know how to draw animals, so they say no furries. Mine was included like stuff like that, but also like no mech, no mechanics, no cars, no whatever, because I never drew that stuff and I didn't know how. So it was like a big intimidating thing that I wanted to finally get into, because I was dating a car guy now and I wanted to impress him and I had him as a resource. So that's what I was getting into. So yeah, this is this first one. I thought it was like pretty good. I think it's a, what is it, R32 Skyline? And then just like some filler little stationery things. Something about drawing stationery is just like very charming, even if it's just like filler and means nothing. Okay. And then, so this is Inktober Day 1. I was following a prompt list for sure. I remember whenever like I would get a new prompt for the day, I would like ask Brandon like, hey, what do you think about this? Is there any like cars that are called this? And then he would give me recommendations. So yeah, this is a Dodge Viper. It looks very wonky. You can tell that like I'm a figure drawing girly and like I'm not at all like a straight line, you know, building out structure kind of person. And that's kind of very apparent with like, I don't know, like it feels very like squishy and not like a car. But I was learning. I was trying to figure it out. And then yeah, little filler doodle of like a little chick or whatever. I didn't know what this said. It must have just like been attached to the reference that I was using for this girl. But now I'm learning hiragana and I'm starting to like be able to read the alphabet. So this says yu dachi, I think. I hope I'm not wrong. And then yeah, Inktober Day 2, a Celica. Very cool. I'm a big fan of like older, boxier cars. Something about like the hard edges and stuff is really charming to me, like where it looks very 90s. That's cool. And then Inktober Day 3, we have a Suzuki Cappuccino. If you guys have ever seen one of those in real life, they're like literally tiny, like comically small, and they're just so cute and so adorable. I would love to own one someday in the future. They're super impractical and basically a death box because they're so tiny. They're a K car, but they're just so cute. So yeah, drew that. The prompt must have been like related to coffee or something somehow, maybe. Some more filler stuff, a little portrait of a girl, filler, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Some stickers. I think I had just gotten an order of stickers from Redbubble. I remember that's where I got the like Akira and Ghost in the Shell and whatever stickers that I had on the front of my last sketchbook, I think, that I showed you guys. And then this is Inktober. It doesn't say. I don't know what car this is. Is it an IS, maybe? The prompt must have been something like magical, and I think, okay, so team is like Team Magician or something? Maybe it's like a drift team? I don't know. I don't know anything. Brandon just gave me recommendations, and I was like, okay, great. Let me do that then. Okay. And then Inktober Day 6. I really like this one. I remember I posted this, or I was posting them all on Instagram as I was doing them. But yeah, I really liked this one. The prompt must have been something about like sleeping or something. Or drool, maybe, because she's drooling a little bit here. It's cute. The interior of a car. Something about car girls, like I can't. It's just so charming. I'm a simp. Redbubble sticker. This is a Pontiac Firebird. Yeah, just another car. You can see that I'm kind of like doing this kind of stylized I don't know how to describe it. Like when car illustrators do like, they draw cars, but they look kind of like chibi, if that makes sense. Like a chibi car. Where they're like a little bit like squished and the tires are really chunky and whatever. I feel like I was kind of playing with that because I really like that style. I think it's really charming. But what I was learning as I was drawing all these cars is that like it's hard to stylize if you're not already like comfortable with how to like draw cars properly and you don't like understand how to draw a car in general and like the structure and whatever. It's similar to figure drawing. Like it's much easier to learn the fundamentals first. Maybe not easier. It's it feels a lot more of like a natural progression, I guess, to like learn the fundamentals first, learn anatomy, things like that, learn how to figure draw, and then start to stylize based off of like this foundation of that knowledge, I guess. But yeah, we have a couple more portraits, some like character things. I was doing write-ups for like each of the characters, so like these were the main two. This is like the husband and the wife. That's cool. And then this is another Inktober. Don't know what car this is. It's like a Bozozoku car, I guess, like with the giant. It's like a Japanese subculture. If you've ever seen like the motorcycles that like drive past in like the cities in like Osaka and shit like that, and then they rev to like certain patterns and like rhythms and things like that, and they have like the giant exhaust pipes. That's the kind of vibe that this was. And then there's like a cool like kind of Bozozoku chick. Okay, and then next, Inktober Day 10, Toyota Soarer, again, pretty boxy. I like this one again, this vibe. I don't know, the more like kind of intimate storytelling illustrations that I did rather than just like there is charm in just drawing a car, but I think it's like much more interesting to me at least when like there's a bit of like story going on. So like this girl was like putting on new wheels on her car, or like, I don't know. I just like drawing girls with the cars. So yeah, next one is Toyota Starlet. Very like cute toaster looking car. Big fan of those. I used to have a Suzuki Aereo and it was very like toaster looking. I miss her. This is a Nissan Nismo, I think, because like something about this car is like really special and like rare or something. And I think the prompt was like legendary or something like that. I don't know. Can't remember. Okay, and then we have some more like notes, I think, again for that same project, right? Because we're still in the same month. I just had a bunch of these stickers from something, I don't know, from Japan. Maybe my cousin sent me these. And then another car, Mitsuoka Lasade. This one was really interesting. I forget what the lore was behind this one, but it's like, it's a Japanese car. I forget who made it. But it like looks like look at it, you know? It looks like a fucking, I don't know what era this is. I don't know what decade. I don't know how to place this. Like a 50s, that's not right. Like a 20s car or something. I don't know. Very like Great Gatsby. I thought it was cool. And then I drew this like kind of Gatsby-esque lady with it. Okay, Inktober Day 12, got another car. This was inspired by, there was like a meme online, not a meme, but like a photo online of like a chick. I think she had like a Subaru or something with like a giant wing, and she was using the wing as like a table to eat her lunch or something. If I can find it, I'll put it here. I thought it was so cute and like so charming and interesting, so I wanted to draw something inspired by that. Just like a giant obnoxious wing and a cute girl. The next one is Day 13. It's a truck, which is fun and cool and whatever. I'm a sedan hatchback kind of girl, not a big truck girl. Okay, this is some more notes for a project. Another Inktober. I don't know what car this is. I recognize it, but I can't place it. Just a car, just a race car, you know? Drink every time I say car. All right, Inktober Day 15. I don't know what car this is. It's just a cool looking lady sitting on the hood, looking cool as heck with this cool car. Literally every single Inktober that I did was just cool car, cool chick. And you know, all is right in the world. Okay, another random sticker. Just a random sketch. That I didn't like, and then I guess I tried it again here. Also really didn't like this one. I feel like I was maybe like a little bit burnt out from drawing all these cars, and I don't even know, like trying to do Inktober now is hard enough. Like, I have no idea how I did it when I was also in school, drowning in like homework and projects and things like that. I think it has something to do with like, I don't know. This is also like the time that I was like sketchbooking the most. It's because like all day, every day was dedicated to art making and projects and learning and growing and playing in my sketchbook, and like working in my sketchbook was also like a project in itself. Like, it was part of the grade. So I feel like it makes a lot of sense that, you know, during these days I was doing a lot of sketchbooking, and I do miss it. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of overwhelm, a whole lot of burnout, but it was good times, and it left a lot of good sketchbooks to look back at. Okay, next one. This is a Supra, I think, with like, there's like a kit that you can get for this, I think, that like makes it look so chunky and like fat and stuff. And I was like, you know, relating it to a thick woman. Okay, Inktober day 18. Don't know what car this is, but something about, I don't know, there's like a certain car culture that like they have like mist or steam or something that comes out of their cars. I don't know. That like related to the prompt somehow. Okay, another car. I hope you guys aren't fucking tired of these cars. I don't know what this is. It's a car. I like this one. I think like using a thicker kind of marker and then shading in the shadows with like pure black is such a cool, interesting style that I see every so often, and I like to incorporate into my own art from time to time. Inktober day 20. Again, I did like kind of this like comic style, which I really like. I love comics. I love visual narratives, things like that. Team breaking. I guess this is a specific drift team, and the prompt must have been like something to do with breaking. Another one. I also remember really liking this one. Again, storytelling, like a really cool, interesting kind of setup. I remember I took a reference photo for this one of when Brandon was like in the garage working on one of his cars, and I just like inserted this chick kind of, you know, doing an oil change. And it's really cool. Reference really does go a long way. This is one of my favorite Inktobers that I did. Okay, Inktober day 22. I don't know what car this is. It looks like a drag car or something, maybe. Dunno. This one is a drawing of Simba from the drift team Proceed, another one of the Fan About guys. And then another, this is a rally car, I think. Again, related to the prompt somehow, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I was definitely trying to rush through this one. It looks very quick. I don't even know what this is. It's a Mitsubishi, but it looks like a Jeep. But like, why does it look like that? Anyways, yeah. Car, girl, what more do you need, you know? I don't really need to explain. Another one, yeah, same kind of thing. Like, I'm trying to think of things to say while showing you guys literally the same thing over and over. But different car, different girl. Another one, another car. Amazing. Another car, another girl. Oh my god. Woo! Okay. This one is cool. I think this is maybe based off of somebody specific. Like, there are a couple really, like, cool female racers and stuff in, like, the auto sports scene. So maybe this is based off of one of them. Love a girl in full racing gear. I think that's so very cool. More project planning over here. More. Okay, Inktober day 30. Holy shit. Second last one. Again, another car with another girl. I don't know what it is. I feel like whenever I draw people next to cars, I always draw the people way too small. Because I don't know, in my head, like a car is like a big thing. Like, it's a big kind of like animal, you know? So the scale is always off in my head. But yeah, this is I don't know what this is. I guess it's a Toyota, but it has like an interesting kit. Must be a very specific kind of racing. Yeah, okay, doodle of Slick Woods. Big fan of them. And then a random doodle. And then, oh my gosh, we have reached the end of the Inktober, baby, the car Inktober. This is me, again, way too small. Like, I don't know why, like the car is just massive. It looks like a minivan. But this is a Honda Fit, 2007 Honda Fit. This is before I had my Fit, and I was just manifesting getting a Fit, and it happened. Okay, and then this is more planning for that same project. I think I was planning out the like layout of the actual project pages and things like that. Yeah, some like character lineup stuff, character silhouettes. This is all just more planning for like the storyboards and things like that, things that I wanted to do, wanted to figure out. But yeah, okay. And then, so I guess this is like after the end of the semester. We're finished now and we're into like Christmas. This was me planning out. I feel like whenever I got a break for school, I would like try and update my like personal brand or my website or something like that. I was in 4th year, so I was like coming up on graduation, a little nervous about like, oh my God, I need to get a job soon. So I was like trying to update some stuff. And this is me planning for my little logo that I have, that I still use now. I updated it a little bit. But yeah, this is basically my little brand. And then over here, I remember this was on Boxing Day. I went with some friends to a mall and we were waiting in line to get into the Nike store before like the mall had even opened, because a couple of my friends wanted to like look for shoes or something. And so I brought my sketchbook and I was just like doodling a few people that were in line with us. Okay, yeah, and then I wanted to watch the Victoria's Secret show because all of their looks are so slay. Separate from, you know, I don't know, all of the like other bullshit that is associated with them, whatever. The looks are slay. So yeah, I forget if I did this spread on camera, because around this time I remember I was starting to like play around with YouTube a little more, and yeah, I was starting to like make little videos. A lot of those videos that I made back then are privated now because I just don't like really vibe with them anymore. I'm much more like the stuff that I make now, so yeah, I don't know if that video would be live if you went and looked for it, but I mentioned this in my sketchbook ideas, figure drawing ideas video. But it's fun to like, you know, whatever you're watching while you're sketchbooking, it's fun to like take screenshots of what you're watching and then continue to like watch the thing while you take what you screenshotted and then use that as reference for like whatever you're doing in your sketchbook. Kind of like a fun little activity. And then, okay, so this is my Japan trip. This was the last time that I was in Japan before I went earlier this year. I went with my family. Travel, Japan. Oh my God, I love travel sketching. Again, this is me, you know, like trying to be very interesting with my layouts and just, you know, trying to make it like cool and incorporate different colors and markers and things and do more than just like black and white sketches. So yeah, again, this is the airport, did my little travel outfit, very cozy, long flights. Yeah, my little layers. I love drawing. I love like documenting little things about my life through little sketches and like these little captions and annotations and things like that. I think it's really cute. And yeah, I just drew some people at the airport. The airport is another great place to do figure drawing whenever I am like sitting around waiting for a flight, if I don't like have to do other work or whatever. I love just figure drawing because there's people everywhere staying still for you and just waiting for their flights, just like you. Okay, some more. I remember on this trip I was drawing a lot of like the food and drinks that I had as like filler in my like little sketchbook, scrapbook travel thingy. My little iced coffee or whatever. My mom's outfit, because I drew my outfit and she was like, draw mine too. So yeah, that's that. And then on the plane, drew our little view or whatever. This is at the Vancouver airport. We had to transfer. These are some drawings of some people at the airport there while we were waiting. This is my sister. This is us waiting for our flight. Very cool. I love, you know, like this whole vibe. I feel like when, you know, you are documenting what's around you and you kind of section them off into like these little panels and things like that, it even without like a linear like narrative or anything actually being like story told through the drawings, it still like makes up like a story, you know, and it feels kind of like a comic just in the way that it's laid out and stuff. So I think that's really charming. And then, okay, so this is the in-flight entertainment. I rewatched Dunkirk. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I'm not like a huge war movie person, but this is just like the cinematography, the storytelling. It was just really, really good. The first time I saw it was in theaters and it just like blew my mind. The story, the storytelling, the cinematography, like I said, like it was just like all around great movie. The acting was really good as well. So yeah, I just, they had that on the little like in-flight entertainment thingy in front of me, so I rewatched that and then drew some of the stills as like cinema studies. These are some of the crackers that were on the flight, just drew that as filler. And then yeah, this is the like in-flight food, one of the meals. That was pretty interesting. The food that you get on, I guess we were flying JAL, but the food that you get on your way to Japan is so good. Like, I guess compared to like, I don't know, depending where you're flying, what airline you're with or whatever. I don't know. Japan flight food is the best. Maybe I'm biased because I like Japanese food. But yeah, okay. And then I think these I drew in as filler later. Whenever I would get like a drink or like a little snack or something, I would take a photo of it to draw in my sketchbook later. If you've been to Japan or if you're familiar with it, there are vending machines everywhere. Lots of ranges of drinks and packaging and all that fun stuff. So it was a cool thing to kind of document. And then yeah, the places that we went, I would sometimes take photos and then draw them in later. This was an izakaya that we went to when we landed. We just wanted to get dinner quickly, a little coffee. I saw this Honda Beat in the mornings before we got to our family's place. I wanted to like walk around and wander and just kind of like get up early. I was jet lagged, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but I wanted to get up and kind of wander around the neighborhood and explore a little bit. And I ran across this car and it was very cute. I think it is a K car or something. I just like saw it parked in somebody's driveway and then took a couple photos of it and then drew it in my sketchbook afterwards. This was like a shrine that I wandered into that I took a couple photos of. A little drawing of a tea, I guess, tea bottle. Some more of this. Like I said, whenever we would go somewhere, I would like try and like get some shots specifically for, you know, drawing in my sketchbook later. Yeah, I guess this was the neighborhood that we were staying at before we went to fly up to our family, because our family lives in Hokkaido and we flew into Tokyo, so I think we were staying in Tokyo until our flight. Yeah, another beer, I think, fancy beer. Why am I saying it like that? Beer? This is a little like shrine kind of situation at my grandma's house for like their ancestors and things like that. It's really interesting to see like how the culture treats like their dead. Like obviously people, you know, care about their dead here and like they visit the gravestones and things like that. But in Japan, like they bring food and snacks and like the person's like favorite things or like cigarettes or beer, things like that. And like they take care of the family gravestones and like wash it and bring flowers and things like that. And when the flowers die, then they take it away and put new flowers. It's a very like, there's a lot of like maintenance and care that goes into it regularly, which is really interesting and kind of like sweet. Yeah, and then there was this like hanging ball thing in my grandma's house. We were there for New Year's. So a lot of the like little things that we were doing were very like New Year's celebration-y. We got these, I don't know if it's mochi, but it's like, you know, you like have it with tea and it's kind of like the red bean stuff. And then New Year's, we went to the mall. This was my little OOTD that I wore. We got ice cream. I think we were shopping for like little special New Year's snacks and things like that. Little things that you eat during New Year's. We had New Year's mochi. If you haven't had mochi before, it's basically just like pounded up rice. So it creates this like squishy, sticky, gluttonous, yummy thing. And then yeah, I think we had like oden as like a New Year's tradition thing. More beer. This is somewhere else that we went. I think we went to like a temple or something, a shrine. Because in the new year you like visit temples or something to like get your fortune for the year or like get like blessings for the year or something like that. And you have to go every year because it expires each year. Okay, and now we're back. We're back at home. We're back to school. I was like trying to do this like kind of Inktober adjacent thing called Full Print Feb. I think one of my friends started it. Tori, did you start this? I can't remember. Or no, oh, this was with Carl. Yeah. Did he start it? I can't remember. So one of our professors would wear like different prints every day in February, I think. I think that's what it was. And then I don't know, it just became like a sketchbook challenge thing. I can't remember, but it was just like a fun little thing. So yeah, I was trying to draw like doodles of like people wearing different kinds of prints. It didn't really last. I didn't follow through for the whole month or whatever, but it was a fun thing to kind of attempt. A couple more of those. These are just like people that I followed on Instagram that I drew wearing different prints and things like that. Some notes. More notes. Me prepping for graduation, I guess. Some little things from Japan. A receipt for some reason. It's kind of funny. I really like taping and gluing things into my sketchbooks. In my recent Japan sketchbook that I took to Japan, I did lots of that. So that was nice. I'm excited to go through that sketchbook when it comes time. And then this is a drip and draw that I went to. So my friend Tyler Lemmermeyer, if you guys are familiar with him, he's an illustrator, muralist, art guy as well. You could go check him out. He started hosting these like community gatherings of like artists and things where like people would go and then we would just like all kind of sketchbook together in like a cafe or whatever. It was really cute. So this is from one of those. These are just like the other people that were there. And then this is just like a random character, I guess. This is a doodle for like a project that I was working on. And then these are the project sketches. I believe I showed this project in my last sketchbook tour, but this is just like I don't know, all of the character designs for that restaurant branding project that I did, that I showed you guys last time. Some more of those. Finalizing the like character lineup, silhouettes, things like that. And then, so this is a Dead Bird Society. I think this is one of the last ones that I went to. I think I've talked about this before, but yeah, one of the profs at our school would like, it was like an after school club kind of, that like he would bring dead birds that he would find like on walks with his dogs, and then he would like put them on ice and like preserve them and whatever, and then bring them in to class and then kind of like place a few like on the desks and things like that, and then we would all kind of gather around and draw them. So yeah, I really like this one. This is like a combination of pencil and just like marker, I think. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this one turned out. Spent a lot of time on it. And then so now we're graduated. This is from, it's like one of the first videos that is available on my YouTube right now. I painted a mural for my graduating little friend group. I wanted to put something in the graffiti stairwell at the school at ACAD, or now it's called AU Arts. I don't know if they still actually do this. It probably still exists. There's like one stairwell that connects like all of the levels in the school that is like fully graffitied and like open to just like do whatever you want if you're a student there. So yeah, I wanted to do something in the stairwell as like a send-off for our graduating class, because my entire time at ACAD, like I had never contributed anything to the stairwell. So if you're interested in seeing that whole process, it was a fun video. I enjoyed making it. You can go watch that. Okay, more travel. This is like a very travel heavy sketchbook, feels like. So yeah, after I graduated, we went on a little trip to Wisconsin again. There was another final bout there. So we made the drive out, and I wanted to document the whole thing again. So these are our little travel outfits, a little tea that I got from like a convenience store gas station that we stopped at. These are some of the stops that we did. This is like a gas station we stopped at that I thought was like kind of charming in like a kind of rural kind of way. More flat environment. A hot dog that I had. Truck stop hot dog. Yeah, just drawing some like girls in the truck. Very shaky, very drawing in a moving vehicle funness. And then this is where we were staying in Shawano. It was an Airbnb that we stayed with all of our friends down there who were also going to the event. And it was right on a marina, which was really cool. So this is kind of the view from the Airbnb. Just drew like a little corner of the little sliding door, I guess, in the Airbnb. And then this is what I wore on Friday, I guess, for the event. And then these are a few of our pit neighbors and things like that. Some other cars that were at the event. Another car. These are all very like quick and sketchy. It's kind of cool, you know, thinking about all of the struggle and learning that I had to do drawing like all of the cars that I did for like the Inktober stuff. And then like having had that experience now, I can just kind of like sketch out and be a bit more loose with like my car drawings. They're not perfect by any means, but I feel like I have grown by this point. Okay, and then another OOTD. This is what I wore, I guess, for the whole weekend. It was very sunny. That's the thing about like going to all of these drift events. You're outside the whole day, and if anybody knows me, like I'm a huge UV ray avoider. Firstly, for my tattoos, like I keep everything covered up. This is before I had them, but also for like my face and stuff. You gotta wear sunscreen, you gotta protect from the sun, find shade, things like that. So yeah, I have a giant sun hat that I always wear. And then yeah, just like a little filler thing of like a coffee that I had. It was really good, this brand. I don't think we have it in Canada, but yeah. So yeah, now I'm living, you know, graduated life. I'm doodling in my sketchbook, trying to maintain like some sort of routine and like continue to like draw in my sketchbook after not being in school anymore. Yeah, just a lot of like filler, whatever, girls and figures and things like that. This was like for a little job that I had, a freelance job that I had with a agency that I did freelance for. I interviewed with them for a potential job after I graduated, but we just kind of continued our relationship on a freelance basis. So those are just for that. And then some more doodles. I was trying to, like I said, like freshly graduated, no job yet, was trying to like find, I don't know, I was trying to like keep creative and not fall into like an existential crisis of like this big lifestyle change of like going from school where you're busy all the time, you have tons of purpose, you just got to get to graduation, and then you get there and then you're like, is this it? So I was going through a lot. I was going through a lot of like, I don't know, questions, life stuff, and yeah, I was just trying to draw to ground myself and like give myself something for me and something that made sense. I don't know. Just drew some people from like my Instagram feed and stuff. A little landscape drawing, whatever. Another sketch. This is some like note taking and things like that. Like I said, I was like starting to do YouTube now that I had time. I was like, okay, now that I'm graduated, I'm gonna do YouTube and become a YouTuber and be so consistent. I was not. I attempted continuing to like do my YouTube stuff for a while. It kind of fizzled out. I tried again in 2020. Again, that kind of fizzled out. And then it wasn't until like a year ago or whatever that I started like uploading consistently in this era of my YouTube journey that I started to like be actually consistent and like things started to click for me when it came to YouTube. Okay, and then yeah, just some more like daily sketches and things like that, again from like Instagram models and yada yada. Little notes, little things that I was trying to like tell myself to like soothe myself in all of this change and uncertainty and whatever. I think at this point I had got my job, my first job out of school, working as a production designer at a development company, a developer, like a real estate company. Some more doodles, some hand things to fill space, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of funny, like how clear it is, my like mental state with like all of these little notes and things that I'm writing. Yeah, it's really wild, like being able to just like go back to a mental space and like a time and remember so clearly just based off of like remembering how I felt when I was like drawing these things and like playing in this like specific spread in my sketchbook. It's really interesting. But yeah, a few more drawings, figure doodles, whatever, some like fashion kind of illustration stuff. Tattoos, great, still thinking about tattoos. And then this is from a road trip to BC, I think for another drift event maybe. Some more doodles and sketches. These two drawings, I think I turned into like finished Instagram posts or something. I was trying to like draw more like finished illustrations for Instagram. Yeah, I don't know. These two that I did were like pretty lifeless and whatever. I'm not like a huge fan of how they ended up. And then these are some more car illustrations. I don't know if they were like for anything specific. I just thought like maybe I'll draw some cars. And then maybe that'll make me feel better and make me feel like I have purpose. Okay, yeah, and then this spread I made a video for. I don't know if that video is still live or whatever, but it was like for a sketchbook session or something like that. Yeah, I was just like watching different runway shows and like drawing the figures in and the outfits and things like that from those. Another great fun activity if you're interested in fashion and figure drawing. It's a beautiful merging of the two. So yeah, those were nice. A lot of good movement and flow and fabric and figures and blah, 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 blah. And then another spread, some just like random doodles, looks like. Random sketchy shitty car. Another doodle, this is of somebody from Instagram, I think. Another car, maybe I saw this on Instagram as well. Yeah, I feel like at this point I was like pulling out my sketchbook whenever I felt bored. Like for the most part I wasn't really sketching anymore because I was like living life and working a job and just like, you know, doing the adult thing after graduating. And yeah, I felt kind of lost when it came to sketchbooking, I think, here a bit. Okay, yeah, and another car event travel sketchbook time. Okay, Super D, Northwest. Are we? No, this was in Washington, maybe? Washington. Yeah, okay, so we were going down for another event. Here's my another travel outfit. This is in the summer, I believe now. We're road tripping. So this is Brandon again, same drawings. Not much to draw when you're in a truck. Oh, and that's it. Okay, cool. And then these are some doodles of like, I wanted to do some like Instagram comics and things like that. Just of like my feelings. I always have an urge to draw comics. And so this is kind of like a reflection of that even back then. I do make comics from time to time on my Instagram account currently. So if you don't follow me already, here's my plug. I am at LeeChuts on Instagram. So you can follow me there to stay up to date with new drawings that I do and little comics sometimes. And then yeah, I wanted to draw like a cute drawing of me and Brandon. And then pencil study. This was from like just some random chick that I saw on Pinterest. Another figure drawing, figure study, volleyball person. I've said this before, I'll say it a million times. I love drawing athletes and like sports poses and things like that. You get really good like dynamic reference by studying those kinds of photos. And then so this page and the next couple pages are studies of Viktor Kalvachev. I think I had just gotten his book. It's back here somewhere. And so I was just like doing some studies from there. That's cool. Really love his style. Really love his like pencil work and things like that. The ways that like he can draw characters in ways that feel very like emphasized and kind of like caricature-y, if that makes sense, is really interesting. So yeah, just a bunch of studies using my handy dandy blue Pilot Color Eno lead. This is another Viktor Kalvachev study, I think. And then this is all planning for, I was gonna say my website, but no, this looks like a infographic project probably for that, that freelance client that I was talking about. More planning for that project. This is all work stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Work stuff, work stuff. And then this is, I must have been like at a cafe or something like that. Yeah, some coffee shop or something, drawing like the people that were there, maybe standing in line, ordering their coffee, sitting down, things like that. Love a good figure drawing session. And then I think, yeah, this is the last one. So this is just work stuff. And then these were some sketches for a little thing that I drew for, they're like a Zine publication, I think. What are they called? Get the press or something? If I can find this, the final thing that I did of this, I'll put it on screen here. It was just like a little comic book thing that they hit me up to submit to and to participate in and whatever. And so I did. Oh, guys, holy. And that's all. That's it, that's all. That's all I have to show you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this sketchbook. I really, really love this sketchbook. I think it's like filled with, you saw it, so it's filled with lots of fun, dynamic variety and cars and whatever. Yeah, it was a fun time in my life. A lot of interesting decisions were made visually in this guy. So yeah, that is all for now, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this sketchbook tour. I feel like I'm really coming to a halt with my sketchbooks. I think I have, so this is sketchbook number 8. So this one is done for sure. But then after this one, sketchbook number 9, 10, and 11 are all still like in progress. Like they're not done. So I'm gonna have to get on that so that I have more sketchbooks to show you guys. I'm always like trying to tell myself to like fall into like a routine and like a consistent schedule of like working in my sketchbook and like drawing in my sketchbook and playing and doodling and whatever. Because keeping sketchbooks, like it's so joyful, like even just like going through them afterwards and doing these tours and things like that, it's like, it's so nice to be able to go back and look. And so if I'm not like doing them, then there will be nothing to look back at, which is sad, you know? But yeah, that is all. Thank you again, you guys. I'm filming a vlog right now that will probably come out. I don't know if it'll come out before the end of the year, but if it does, I'll see you then. If not, guys, have a wonderful, restful holiday break and Happy New Year. Oh my God, 2024, what is going on? Take care of yourselves. Sketchbook, if you can. Find time to, you know, spend time with yourself and play around in your sketchbook. Try to do so without any, you know, expectation or pressure. And that's all for now. Thank you so very much for watching once again. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay. Bye.